Terence Crawford. When I see their happy faces smiling back at me, Terence Crawford. I know he's being ducked by the chump from Texas. And listen, man, I don't know how people still got the stomach to even be arguing about whether or not Errol Spence has been avoiding that fight with Terence Crawford. To me, Nealon, Wayne Fitness, Sophia Aziev was good. I don't know how people still got the stomach to argue about that stuff when it is so painfully obvious, but I think it's a byproduct of a digital era and a digital community to where people don't have to listen to how stupid they sound. That in unison with certain channels that don't hold open discussions and open panels and open forums to discuss the matters at hand openly with individuals that perhaps are not like-minded individuals who disagree. A lot of these guys live in an echo chamber, and many of them, they're not mature enough to actually have an adult discussion, a mature debate without resorting to shouting and name calling and one person trying to talk over the other. That's why you hear me say, I can only tell you what I think. And if you want to know what I think and you're here, so I'll assume that you do, Errol Spence Jr. been ducking this man for a long time because they see what I see. They know what I know. Crawford will stop him. Yesterday, today, even more so today, I gave him better odds. I gave Errol better odds yesterday than today. He could be damaged goods. We really don't know. Ahead of this Ugas fight, there are a lot of people. I just think they view Spence through rose-tinted lenses. How could a fighter who's fought only once the last 2 years and was in a car accident where he landed on his face, a guy who last year sat out all of it because he had a detached retina, how could a fighter like that be viewed as, you know, being one of the best fighters in the world or a pound for pound? Like, nah, bro. Like, you fought once in the last 2 years. Even stranger or his sycophants and the people that are high on him. Mario Guzman. Shout out to Mario. Shout out to Isaiah. Alicia Baumgartner. God damn it. And Mama Baumgartner as well. Shout out to her too. You know what I mean? I just, you know, like, what is the excitement? What is it that you're high on when it comes to a fighter that barely fights, a fighter that isn't fighting? What are you excited about? You know what I mean? Hey, what's goody, Sawab? Y'all know how I feel about it. So very recently, there was some audio released from Errol Spence Jr. where he talks about the situation and just what he means to do beyond that fight, beyond that Ugas fight, should he win it. And we're going to listen to the Ducker. We're going to listen to the Ducker now. Let's go to the audio.
To my fault, you know what I mean? We'll see after this fight. You know, to my fault, you know, it's something that, you know, I'm not going to talk about to the public and stuff like that and things that, you know, oh, I need this.
Did you hear that, though? He said, to my fault. To my fault.
You know what I mean? We'll see after this fight. You know, to my fault, you know, it's something that, you know, I'm not going to talk about to the public and stuff like that and things that, you know, oh, I need this, or he need to do this, he need to do that. You know, for me, boxers have, you know, we got egos too. You know, somebody telling me I need to do something, I need to do this, or he telling me I need to do this and I need to do that. You know, that just, you know, plays into it. So, not.
Errol Spence Jr. is a ducker. He's a ducker. He's already admitting that. He admitted that it's his. He's admitting essentially that because they have egos, they both have egos, and all fighters have egos. Hell, people who aren't fighters have big egos for whatever reason. He's basically saying that, you know, to his fault, he did tell Crawford to do this and do that and do this and do that, and they both have egos, so that's going to have its role to play. That's what he's really admitting, you know. I'm not going to paint it out to be something that it isn't. If he's admitting to something, it's that, you know, trying to have Crawford jump through hoops, you know, Crawford's got an ego the same way he's got an ego, so to his fault, he made him do that, and that didn't help the situation. When you listen to the audio, that's essentially what he's saying. That is what he's saying. And the audio is available on Twitter. For those of you that are following me on Twitter, I already retweeted it, and it's on my page. Shout out to Don Ricardo. El Don Ricardo, 5 pesos, manín, ya tú sabes. And yeah, you know, I mean, look, Errol Spence is a ducker, bro. Elite fighters don't need that much protection, right? His claim to fame is Kell Brook after Gennady Golovkin beat him, and Sean Porter, who was previously beaten by Kell Brook. I've been saying for years, this guy's not what people think he is. And even now, people only hold to that assertion because they've tied their own egos into it. You know, it's plain as day on paper. On paper, it's plain as day. And when you're objective, you see the situation for what it is. But because so many people have tied themselves and their own egos into it, they make it convoluted when it's not convoluted. How could he be one of the best fighters in the world when he barely fights? How could you think he's durable enough for a god king, a warrior king like a Terence Crawford when he himself has only fought once in the last 2 years? He ain't built like Terence Crawford, and he never was, and that's the fucking truth. You want me to believe this shit? No, I don't believe it. And I don't give a shit if you like Spence. You know, I don't care what you think about Spence. You'll notice that when I say what I say about Spence, is people coming to me about the shit. I don't care what you think about him. Crawford is better. It's that simple. Errol ain't no 3-division champion. What you want me to believe? That beating Brook off a loss is better than beating unbeaten Victor Postol? Victor never lost a fight. He was coming off a career best win over Lucas Matisse. He broke his orbital bone. Was an unbeaten champion. You want me to believe that beating battered Brook off a big weight cut and an eye surgery is better than that? No, it's not. When I look in the column on Brook's resume, I see, oh, before you fought Spence, you went up to middleweight and you got your ass kicked in 5 rounds by Gennady Golovkin. You got your orbital bone fractured and you was up there at middleweight. Anybody who knows this sport knows that that's a huge drop in weight from fighting as a middleweight to fighting as a welterweight. He was already struggling to make welterweight before that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sugarcoat it for y'all. Fuck I look like. Spence ain't cut from the same cloth as Terence Crawford, bro. Not cut from the same cloth. It's that fucking simple. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Lady Chan. Lady Chan in the building. You know what I'm saying? Errol up there hugged up. Errol over there hugged up with Yellow Beezy and all of that. You know what I mean? Oh, a lot of weirdo shit, man. And the people that like him is weirdos. Motherfuckers be on Twitter, ain't got no fucking profile picture. You a fucking weirdo. Stop talking to me about boxing, man. Get the nerve up to show your fucking face. I ain't even gonna listen to you if you gonna do that. Because it's always these weird motherfuckers that got a picture of some other shit than themselves that want to get into arguments on Twitter. I know why y'all do that. Because you know you a funny looking motherfuckers is gonna clown you. You can't condescend and you can't act smart with motherfuckers when they look at you and you know what I mean? Fucking weirdos, man. Fuck you even on social media for if that's how you feel. Motherfucker got to take a picture of his sneakers to feel comfortable using Twitter. Another motherfucker took a picture of a death row plaque. Like, bro, you ashamed of yourself or something? Show yourself. Show yourself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of fans like, I know that they do that, but that shit doesn't fool anybody. And the only thing I do these days is come to the defense of Terence Crawford because they want to make it Bob's fault. It's not Bob's fault that Danny rather fight Spence and Sean and Spence rather fight Sean and Danny and Mikey. It's not Bob's fault that they got in a circle and started jerking each other off. That's not Bob's fault, and that's not Crawford's fault. That's their fucking fault because they all scared of the one true king of the welterweight division. That's Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford is the Odysseus of the shit. It's Odysseus. Only he can thread the bow with his Nebraskan powers of Omaha, Nebraska. He is the God King of the welterweight division, not Errol Hype Job Spence. Fucking Hype Job. Because he's the face of boxing. Yeah, yo. Canelo Alvarez, goddammit. Only winners and only champions, goddammit. And we're going to talk about all that fly shit. You know what I mean? Terence Crawford is the God King of the welterweight division. I will hear no blasphemy. All right? Ever since he got there, they've been parting around that man like a river around a rock. And shout out to Sean Porter because he had the heart that Keith Thurman didn't have. He had the heart that Danny Garcia never had. And he had the heart that Errol Spence Jr. is still looking for. He's still trying to find it. Sean Porter is a credit to American boxing and the American welterweight division because Sean fight the fights. Win or lose, Sean fight the fights. Can't no boxing fan say an ill word about Sean Porter because he gave you what you wanted. He gave you the kind of fights you wanted. You wanted a Brook fight. You wanted a Broner fight. You know what I'm saying? He beat the shit out of Malignaggi, too. I think he beat the shit out of Malignaggi. You know what I mean? He fought Keith Thurman. He fought Danny Garcia. He fought Yordenis Ugas. He fought Errol Spence. He fought Terence Crawford. Sean Porter, goddammit. Respect that man. I always said he's my favorite PBC welterweight. Why? Because he fight the fights. I don't have to worry about it with Sean. I don't. I don't. Now he's retired and all we got is fucking Keith Thurman and Ugas and his paragraphs. I hope he wins just because it'll be funny. Just because upsetting the balance, it makes for good times. And if Ugas were to win, I would laugh my fucking ass off for 30 years. I'd laugh my fucking ass off. I would. That'd be the funniest shit to happen to the welterweight division in a long time. Motherfuckers will be so mad they ain't gonna want to log into their Twitter. They ain't gonna want to go to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? They might rob Ugas though. Yeah, they might. Is that unorthodox? Is that unorthodox of unorthodox boxing? Let me know. Let me know. Terence Crawford is a goddamn king. You fear that man. You fear that man because he's a special fighter. All right? And motherfuckers know it. Motherfuckers know it. They tie their egos. Shout out to Chris Price. Chris Price is in the building. Stand by for a weight class excuse after Ugas makes Spence uncomfortable for 12 rounds. And yeah, he's going to say after that, oh, I need to move up. I need to move up. I told y'all what I think might happen. If Jermel Charlo knocks out Brian Castano, he won't stay at 154. If he becomes that division's undisputed champion, what might happen is he will vacate the titles, move up. Errol, should he beat Ugas, regardless of how he looks, he'll then say, I can't keep weighing welterweight anymore. I need to go up to 154 away from Terence Crawford, who wants to destroy me. I'm going to go ride the horses in my ranch. Or fucking monotone and shit. Capullo el negrito es el único tuyo. Top Rank always has this side of the street. Had it with HBO, Showtime versus Top Rank, Golden Boy Promotions versus the Zone PBC. Bob Arum wants his hands in both fighters' cookie jar. This is the misconception, though, bro. Top Rank would make a fight before they would. Case in point, Top Rank is invested in Mick Conlon. They're invested in that in Mick. But Mick Conlon is over there on the Zone side of things right now, bro. And that's not the first time they had a fighter go to the Zone. When Jose Ramirez was an unbeaten champion, they sent them over there. It's not that they don't all play this game. They all play this game. I agree with you. But some of them, they let it get in the way of fights more than others. Some of them. It's the truth. Conlon versus Wood prediction. I'm not going to get into my full prediction, but I got my man from Ireland with the big teeth, Mick Conlon, goddammit. And the video is going to be uploaded later today. I just want to get it out there, and I want to get it, down with a timestamp. Mick Conlon, goddammit. And it's my man, B. I fucks with Mick ever since he flipped the bird to the judges at the fucking shit. It's my man, Mick Conlon. Shout out to the Irish. Spence loses, and those conspiracy theories, my man Punch Perfect, Jamie Bourne. Spence loses, and those conspiracy theories are going to be batshit crazy, Wilder type stuff. I mean, listen, the writing is on the wall, bro. If he loses that fight, it's going to be obvious to guys like me and you what it was. Like, well, how could you view a fighter as being solid when he's fought only once in the last 2 years and he's coming off of two separate injuries, a car accident, landing on his face in the pavement. And then after that, okay, you fought Danny, but you sat out the rest of it. You sat out the whole of the next year because I was bugging out. McConlon, goddammit. Conlon. Goddammit. Didn't I say that, bro? Didn't I say that, Ronin? Didn't I say that, Ronin? I said that. Let's see if Top Rank, because And I don't like to get into this. I discussed it in my previous live, and I don't like to dwell on it because it's a very taboo subject. Makes me uncomfortable. But you'll notice that, so you got money for Munguia, but you ain't got money for Bud. But you got money for Munguia, though. And you got money for Canelo, but you ain't got no money for Bud. That's very strange to me. That is very strange. You can't come up with $6-7 million for my man Terence Crawford from Omaha, Nebraska. You can't do that. Give Crawford 7. Give Spence 2 because he ain't shit, right? He ain't shit. The fuck did you beat, bro? The fuck did you beat, right? You didn't beat shit. Who the fuck Danny Garcia beat at welterweight that beating him means anything? Who? Who did he beat? Who did Danny Garcia beat at welterweight that it means anything? This is the wild part. Ugas's best win is Manny Pacquiao, right? And on the premise of Ugas beating an old Manny Pacquiao, this is supposed to be a big fight. Do you know who else beat an old Manny Pacquiao before Ugas? Jeff Horn. Do you know who beat the fuck out of Jeff Horn? Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford. When I see that happy face smiling back at me. All right, what's goody, Gunner? East LA in the building. Martin Luther King Hospital. Ay! Ya tú sabes, Lady Chan. Say la vaina. I'm going to get Lady Chan on here, and I want to talk shit because I want to talk shit. Let's get Lady Chan on here. I want to talk some shit. She talks great shit. Shout out to Lady Chan. Dum season. If you ain't already subscribed, subscribe to the fucking channel. She took control of the situation with a rabid Deontay Wilder sycophant that is out of control, claiming that Wilder was not offered a rematch clause when in reality, the second offer made to Wilder before the DAZN $100 million, before any of that, it had a two-way transatlantic rematch clause in it for a fight in America and a fight in the United Kingdom. And he did not accept it. But we supposed to sit here blaming Eddie Hearn. Oh, it's AJ's fault. It's always somebody else's fucking fault with those fucking fighters. Them PBC guys, man. It's always somebody else's fault. Always. Always. Midwest Boxing, Chicago in the building, Chi-Town is cold over there. Terence Crawford, when I see their happy faces smiling back at me. Terence Crawford. Like the shit is not complicated, man. It looked like what it looked like because that's what the fuck the shit is, you know? It's not complicated. When he was coming up, what y'all said, before he even came up to the division, what y'all said, what Spence said, I should say, fuck y'all, because y'all stay trying to cover up for him. He said, get Jeff's belt and I'ma come see you. 4 fucking years later, has he come see Crawford yet? Because that's what he said. It's on camera. It's on video. He said, yo, get Jeff's belt and I'm going to come see you. 4 motherfucking years and 2 car accidents, or no, 2 injuries later, he still ain't go see him, did he? And I'm supposed to sit here arguing with you motherfuckers. No, I'm not going to do that. It looked like what it looked like because that's what it is. It's not complicated. And it really, a lot of the time, it's never complicated. Edwin Castillo, que lo que? Julius Word is Andre Duck Charlo. How's the... I don't understand, bro. I don't understand the sentence. All right, I got you, bro. That link is for Lady Chan, bro. I don't want 10 motherfuckers backstage. I want to talk some shit. I got you. I posted another one. You know what I'm saying? The shit looked like motherfuckers want it to be complicated. It's not complicated, bro. It's not complicated. That was the fight, and technically, that still is the fight at welterweight. That was the fight, period. That was the fight. Other than that, ain't nothing to talk about. You know what I mean? Let me talk to the homie Ricky. The homie Ricky, you could click the link and we could talk about it with the receipts, bro. Because Deontay Wilder himself admitted on his own Twitter that he rejected the offer to fight Anthony Joshua, and that's not the first time. Listen, you want to believe that shit because you like Wilder. I don't give a fuck about Wilder. I know what I saw. I followed that story closely for 2.5 years. I saw how many offers he rejected. They made, before the zone even came into it, they made this clown a $15 million guarantee offer at 35%. He turned it down. Then they improved on the offer by offering him 40%, close to 50% for the Anthony Joshua fight. He turned that down. Both of those offers came with transatlantic two-way rematch clauses, one in America, one in the UK, and he turned all of that down. It's not my fault you idolize a fucking clown. It's not my fault. That dude is a clown. And I'm happy that he got his ass beat. I'm happy that he's approaching retirement because that's what I told guys like you. That's what I told you he was going to do. He not what y'all think he is, and neither is Spence. I was saying that shit. I said them dudes ain't going to fight. 3-4 years ago, I said that shit. Ain't it the truth, Lady Chan?
What up, Jay? Yeah, it's the truth.
I've been saying that shit. I've been saying, like, yo, that dude is not what y'all think he is. And the day he lose, it's coming.
Yeah, you prophesized it. El profesor de boxeo in the building.
Ese tipo un pendejo, coño. Y un pájaro también. ¿Qué clase de hombre pops his ass? Like, bro, who do that? Yo, I'm 39 years old. You will never... There is no audio or video of me popping my ass. Like, what? Who do that?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. But you know how they are. I just couldn't believe that. Shouts out to, I don't know, when Myra was coming with that bullshit and everything. We had to check him. I don't know what. They're still deluded. And they're stubby little fingers that they type on fucking Twitter. You know, I had to pull up the receipts just even today on Twitter. Oh, look, about what he said, you know, turning down the money from AJ to fight Fury, and then one of them rebutted. You need to check on Twitter. Oh, they put up I think Barry McGuigan's
that's the go-to. Barry McGuigan's tweet is the go-to, but they never showed you what he said after that no, we wanted to fight in the UK. And let me say this, right? Let me just say this. Anthony Joshua was always the fucking A-side.
Yeah.
I was always mad at Eddie Hearn for being too nice to this guy that can't sell, because without Fury, you didn't sell. We saw.
Correct.
You didn't sell, bro. Your highest purse, when they offered you 12, what was Wilder's highest purse? 1.5 million. That was his highest.
That was
his highest purse. So they offering you 12 times your highest purse, and you that can't sell out a family fucking dinner, you supposed to get half of what AJ gets. Hey, suck a fat fucking dick. I'm happy that all of that happened to you.
Pero recuerda dicen slave contract.
Right. So he could get his fucking ass beat by a cherry pick. I love it. I'm glad he beat his fucking ass.
And what's good, guys?
What up, Joe?
South London, celebrate with me the ass beating that Wilder got. Celebrate with me.
I've been celebrating that.
We celebrated,
but you see, for me, I'm against anyone that doesn't want the fight. Obviously, I see what Boxing Ego was saying. Oh, isn't it funny how AJ wants to fight coming off a loss, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking to myself, why don't you want the fight, bro? Why are you still protecting this guy, complaining about losses and all of this, and talking about 50 million? I don't care. I just want to see them get in the ring.
Yeah, I just tweeted back at him like, dude, stop, because it's already been admitted that you're doing it. I'm sick of them.
Listen, Boxing Ego is terrified of me, and this is how I know. I've never corresponded with this man, not once on Twitter. Never. Not an ad, not a retweet. That means that when I made the accounts that I've made in the past, you would have had to search me first, because I've never interacted on any level. I never interacted with him ever, right? So I've had 2 Twitter accounts, one that got deleted, right? Because I was being bad, and I hurt somebody's feelings, so they reported me, right? And both of those accounts were blocked by Boxing Shemale. They was both blocked by Boxing Shemale, and I'm like, yo, how could he block me if I never even interacted with you? So that tells me you searched for my account. You know who I am, and you fear my fucking power, yo. I'll make you look fucking stupid on your own show, bro. You wouldn't dare. You wouldn't dare.
It's just is why, because you got the facts. And they can't deal with facts.
And I got to give a special shout out. See, me and Nesta Gibbs, we have opposing views. We have opposing views, but I always gave Nesta Gibbs credit because, well, at least he's willing to discuss it openly. And we had a couple of conversations on the Boxing Voice about just different things that were going on. And we had disagreements, but it was always cordial. It was always we talk like adults, because I'm not with the screaming, and I'm fucking 39, bro. I'm usually in a great fucking mood. I don't want to yell, and I don't want to, with the threats. Oh, I'm gonna fucking find. You're not gonna find anything, dog. Like you're not gonna do anything. Like, come on, like stop.
Crazy. It's a load of shit.
Yeah, man.
Did you see on Twitter what was Boxing Ego? They all come at me now. Oh, look at this tweet. What Barry McGuigan said. Look at this. That. They're quite sickening. They are very sickening type.
Well, let me say this, Lady Chan.
Mm-hmm.
The only place that those arguments sound good or look good, I should say, because there is no sound, is Twitter. Because if you come on here live and I tell you, well, Anthony Joshua offered him 2 times as much money and he turned it down, you're gonna know how stupid you sound. Tell him he offered him 50 million. Anthony Joshua offered him 100 million.
Yeah, exactly. If we want to take that 50 million offer via email from Deontay Wilder as facts,
and then
even though knowing that Anthony Joshua fought exclusively at the time on Sky Sports, but
exactly,
they were trying to talk, it's going to be in BT Sports. Oh, please, even Frank Warren was like, I don't know about that. So.
Frank Warren spoke to Boxing Social, and what did he say? Where was the money coming from? The money is coming from BT. That's what he said. It's not my opinion. That's what he said. All right. So if the 50 million coming from BT, how is Joshua supposed to accept it if he fights on Sky?
Right. Yeah, I know. It was a load of bullshit.
You know what I'm saying? We got time for the shit, yo. I don't got time for that shit. Anthony Joshua is a motherfucking king. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So is Terence Crawford, goddamn it.
Whoever don't like it, don't like it. He's a guy.
Do you guys think at any stage here the Wilder fans will actually demand the Joshua fight next?
No, they fear him.
I know. They even fear Dylan White, which is funny.
They'll never say it. They'll never say it because it's like this era is so weird. See, me, you, Lady Chan, we come from the same era, right? So scared look like scared. Scared look like I don't gotta sit here and explain it. Scared look like scared. So if you telling me AJ coming off a loss, Wilder coming off a loss, he's a former champion. Y'all both not busy. Get it on, right?
Get it on. Yeah.
Get it on.
Yeah. Still going to be Wilder. It will be Wilder's biggest payday if he takes the fight. But Wilder's trash anyway. I don't care if he just goes and fucks off because I'm bored of it.
Like the whole shit with Wilder, and it makes me sad because 2015 Wilder is not. He was a good guy. Like I liked him. Like he seemed like a really nice guy in 2015. He seemed like a good guy, but he just it's the jealousy that look, man. Anthony Joshua is the motherfucking shit, yo. What the fuck you want? The ladies like him, the kids like him. He winning gold medals, he's winning world titles. The fuck you want, yo? He's the motherfucking shit. Now you need
the problem.
You know what I'm saying? He's motherfucking shit. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker don't need the box. He can be on TV. That motherfucker don't need the box.
Yeah, jealousy. You're right. It was jealousy.
But don't you know that's a lot of people's problem when it comes to AJ because obviously all the things that you stated. A lot of guys are like, I don't really like the guy, And I'm thinking to myself, oh, so because he's a good-looking guy, gold medalist, quite tall, your girl only watches fights when he's fighting. These are the reasons why you don't like AJ. I understand. I totally understand it.
Be secure in your shits. Like, I don't know. That's some insecure weakness. So what if the dude's handsome? Yeah, the dude's whatever. He's successful. But I mean, that shouldn't shake you to your very mere existence, should it?
Well, that's because they don't get no pussy, man.
They don't.
If I'm being real, if that type of shit bothers you, if you know you good, that look, whatever's whatever, I'm gonna get laid later. You ain't gonna be worried. I ain't worried about the fuck you got. I'm gonna get laid later. I ain't worried about y'all, but look, it's weird motherfuckers, man. Every fucking, and I try not to judge because I believe that everybody has their reasons. That's not saying that everybody on Twitter or everybody on YouTube that doesn't show themselves, that's not saying that, oh, something's wrong with everybody. But the individuals that constantly argue with me, the constant is they never want to show themselves. Because you know, if you show yourself,
they're ugly, Julius. Just to get to the bottom line.
Honest, yeah, and I don't want to be fucked up because I love all God's creatures, boy.
But them are creatures. Very good work.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, if you proud of yourself and you cool and you be getting it, man, you ain't gonna act like that. But if you got to show me a pair of sneakers and your decal, well, that's probably because that's the best looking shit you got is some sneakers.
That's sad. That's a sad life for them. What do you think about so you've got Conlon for the winning. A lot of people over here, it's a good domestic bust up. Over here, it's pretty I would say the favorite seems to be, it's close. It seems to be like a 55-45 for Leewood.
This is, well, I mean, I'm gonna just say why. Leewood is big, he's strong, he's sturdy, good textbook boxer, orthodox guy, right? Last fight we saw him was the Kansu fight. It took you 12 to stop a Kansu that had not fought since 2019. It took you 12 to stop him. My man from Ireland, Mick Conlon, is a motherfucking southpaw, big teeth, right? Yeah. Wide stance.
Good box.
Changes levels, stays off the line. Good jab, good speed.
Yeah.
Mick Conlon, B. That's who I'm going with. Mick Conlon on points.
Yeah, because Conlon's technically sound, but doesn't carry like the power like Leewood is a bit more ferocious. No, but I don't know. To me, it's I want to see this fight because
it's a great fight. Great fight.
Yeah, it's a good fight. I don't want to see Sandy Ryan because you know me, I'm just only learning. But you do got to come on the show. I know we're going to organise where we speak about women's boxing. I just checked that she's coming. This is going to be like a third or fourth fight, and she's going to be fighting another chick. You'll know who the chick is. That's like 32-3 or 32-2, or it looks like this is going to be a good step up fight very quickly for Sandy Ryan.
Well, Sandy's a special fighter, not a woman of many words. I know because I spoke to her. She doesn't say much, you know what I mean? But she's big. She's big for her weight. She's very big. Erika Farias is 37 years old. She's coming off of 3 consecutive losses. Even with that, though, it's a big step up because Sandy only has 3 fucking fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's Sandy.
Is it risky?
Yes, because because one thing that's working for Erika Farias, one thing that is there is the overhand right. Sandy is still I notice that she's very upright. I'm not going to say that she can't work around that. Maybe nobody's put her in a position to where she has to work around that. But I see that, you're there for the overhand right because you're tall. That's Erika Farias' money punch. Dipping off to the side, bringing the overhand right. Sandy got to mind that punch. When she's trying to go to the body and all of that, she got to mind that punch because she could be caught.
And Rios is lost to elite fighters, didn't you say? I think I saw your report. I'm sure I saw you talking about this. Elite fighters.
Yeah. She only loses to good fighters. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I want to see that fight as well. Can't remember who else is on the card. I don't think it was nothing of much interest to me.
I'm more interested, being real, I'm more interested to see Terry at 135.
Oh yeah, Terry Hopper's back. Yeah.
I'm more interested because I'm settled. I'm settled on my man Mick. He talked that shit and he walked that shit. Mick Conlon, motherfucker. Mick fucking Conlon.
Terry Hopper coming off of that mad stoppage from Baumgardner. I was catching up on some of her interviews like with IFL and stuff. I don't know. This fight, I don't know who the girl is. You can put me up on game in a minute. I don't know if she's got her confidence fully back. She don't seem confident.
She looks. I mean, this the main thing. If you look at if you look at Terry, she's glowing. You know, she's glowing. That tells me that she made the weight okay. I don't make excuses. What happened. The past is the past. But I've been saying it at 135, she'll be stronger because she was always big for 130. She was always big for that weight. So if she was killing herself to make that, you know what I mean, or if it was rough, whereas now you at 35, you ain't got to cut the extra 5. You see that she's not pallid. You see that she's not sunken in. She's in good spirits, which is what you want. A happy fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Yeah.
So,
She's gonna brush this other woman. She's gonna wipe her, will she?
yeah, I mean, like, I'm not gonna go with a knockout because this girl ain't never been stopped, and them Argentinian fighters is with the shits. Like that, they tough as a $2 steak. But what I will say is, I got Terry winning on points. I got Terry, and it's gonna be dominant. Like I feel it's gonna be dominant, but I don't know about a stoppage.
I don't know. Maybe she. I don't know. Is she just more of a timid girl anyway? Because she said that she, after that loss, it kind of threw her back.
Well, I mean, like she's a young fighter. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Like she's a young person overall, and
Mm-hmm.
like how when you get older, you confident because you done been through shit that makes you confident.
Yeah,
it's that kind of thing that like you gotta go through shit, and then it actually makes you better. Like if you think about the loss, Terry Harper's, I believe, 11-1. She's got 12 fights total. That's not a bad time to lose a fight. That's a good time.
It's better to leave. It's better to lose. I say that. It's better to lose earlier in your career than getting up to like 20, 25, 28 and 0 and then boom. Because that's what everybody focuses on then. When you lose, like, who was the girl that lost like the other day? And she was like 2-0 or 3-0. It's like, who cares? No one's going to even notice.
Exactly. Now let me read these super chats. Is it true about Jermel Charlo having a warrant? Yes, there is a warrant out for his arrest. It's in association with that situation that happened to Jamal, his cousin, and how his cousin is a cheese-eating rat that looks to me like he trying to shake him down for money. That's what it looked like. Because how you gonna call the boys on your own family?
On your primo.
That's crazy. Like, yo, if you got a problem, go in a basement and shoot the 5, or I don't know, like, fuck, like, but chill. Be like, you gonna call the cops on your own people? Fuck.
Go to the gym and do some hard sparring with him.
Yo, listen.
Let's fuck each other up. What?
Listen, Texas is full of weirdos, and I'm gonna say it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Texas is full of fucking weirdos. Like, and I was thinking about taking a family out there, like, because the cost of living is cheap in Texas.
Yeah, it is. You get a lot for your buck there. You do.
Yeah, like I was thinking, but now I'm like, yo, it's full of fucking weirdos over there, bro. Like,
it's unpredictable out there. That's the thing. You'd have to keep pretty much to yourself and not be right in the mix, depending where you bring your family,
Exactly.
Suburbs.
Now, let me read this super chat. Willie Lynch asks, when will we see Maiva Hamadouche again? Great fighter. I'll ask her. I got Google Translate on my phone. Like, I got a translation app so I could speak French.
Oh, she French, that one. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'll ask. Like, when is her next fight date? The new news, which is really why I went live, because we already know that Spence ain't shit, and we already know that Wilder ain't shit. That ain't motherfucking news. The news is that Jose Benavidez, the father of David Benavidez, they are currently negotiating a fight for David with Caleb Plant for September. Should David beat David Lemieux in May? So let me just get y'all's reaction to that shit.
You guys make me laugh when you say David Lemieux.
Lemieux. David Lemieux.
It's Lemieux.
It's Lemieux.
It's Lemieux. It's French.
Lemieux.
Lemieux. So he's going to be... So Jose came out saying that David's going to be fighting who?
He's going to fight David first in May. David Lemieux. Yeah. And then in September, he's going to fight Caleb Plant.
Don't believe it.
I believe it, because what the fuck else are they going to do?
Yeah, because Canelo's giving them the grand old orders. Fucking fight. You lot fight each other. Because, the winner, then I may fight the winner of, of all of you lot doing your little mini tournament out there. So now that's kicked them up the arse. And they're like, fuck it, we got to get our skates on.
Now, let me say this before I let Devontae in on the action, right? This is what I think, right? I've been saying for 2 years that they are mismanaging David Benavidez's career, and this fight, and when it's happening, is the perfect example.
Samson Lukowicz, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody because Samson Lukowicz is on camera saying they want to wait to do the fight. This is back when David and Caleb were both unbeaten champions. Samson is on camera saying, no, we're not going to do that fight now. We're going to wait. Fast forward, you ended up waiting till this motherfucker lost his belt on the scales. That's how long you ended up waiting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now you about to fight Caleb for no belt after Canelo done knocked him out.
I'm sick of all of them. I'm sick of the middles and the super middles. I'm sick of them to the pit of my stomach as well. Because then you got Jaime as well. That he now is it official? Is Andrade? He's got the WBO have given him that privilege of where he can go up, keep the belt, and if he wants to, he can come back down, right?
Well, it's my understanding there's conflicting information out there because one article I read stated that Andrade already vacated the WBO title. So I don't even. One article I read literally said he vacated it late last year. So I'm like, really?
That's what I thought. But I'll check afterwards. I'll go and dig up. But now, as soon as he's gone. Now Jaime wants to fight. What I heard was for the vacated belt. Like, dude, why didn't you fight just Andrade when he was there?
Now, this is the saving grace for Jaime. And it's a saving grace, but not really, right? Like, all right, you about to fight Charlo because that's what's coming out of ESPN Knockout, the Mexican ESPN. They're saying, yo, he said the fight is 90% done. Cool. I like the Charlo fight. I like that fight. But that don't change that y'all both ducked Andrade. Devontae, what do you got to say about it?
As far as the Caleb Plant or Jamal Charlo?
Jamal Charlo, Jaime Munguia seeking refuge with each other to avoid the bad man from Rhode Island.
I think he had Alexis on the other night, and he said Jaime Munguia is just a PBC fighter masquerading as a Golden Boy fighter. And this is what it looked like to me, You can't fight Andre, but you can go fight Jamal Charlo. I don't know. Why don't you beat Yanni back for the WBO and then go unify with Jamal Charlo?
You see? It's critical thinking.
So I don't know. And Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, day late, dollar short.
Thank you, because that's how I feel. Like, that's why I characterize it before I pass it to Troy. That's why I characterize it as poor management. Why? You could have beat Canelo to this fight because y'all was both champions before Canelo even looked at winning titles at 168. Y'all was already here and y'all didn't fight. And I saw the shit is on camera. And coincidentally, for those that don't want to believe me, where you can find that audio and video, it's on Caleb Plant's channel because he's the one that uploaded it. Samson Lukowicz is on camera with Barbershop Conversations. And he asked him, yo, when we going to get Plant versus Benavidez? He said, no, we have to wait. In this business, it's about making money, and making money. And he said he wanted to wait 2 to 3 fights, and then they'll do that fight. All right, you missed your chance. You let Canelo beat you to the punch. Now, what, we supposed to be excited that Caleb, who I just seen get knocked out, now David going to fight him now? He should have fought him before.
You know what's crazy about that super middle? Is none of them were having any proper real fights. And they let Canelo hop into the division, beat fighter after fighter after fighter after fighter, become undisputed, and now they're all screaming, oh, let me fight him. Hold on. Yous lot didn't want any smoke with each other before he even got there. So that whole division, as far as I'm concerned, is a joke thing.
Yo, big up everybody. Let me chime in quickly, man, because I'm very pissed off with that Monday. You know what? Let me tell you something. You see, 160 and 168. Bun that weight. Bun them weight classes. Yeah? Bun them weight. Bun them, man. I think it was Lady Sham who said it as well. Something about... You all said everything that I want to say about them weight classes. Bun them by there. You let this guy come up from 147, 154, into 160, up to 168 to smash all of your heads in, to then call him and then say, oh, he's scared of fucking man like Charlo. Bun that Charlo. Bun Charlo. Listen, bun Charlo. Yeah, Charlo is the first email champion. You understand? Because he got that belt when man vacated that. So no one ain't talking about that. No one want to say nothing about that. Yeah, you should have been for Charlo. You should have been for Andre. Yeah, you should have been chasing down Golovkin, if anything. Yeah. And you're talking about you want to fight David Benavidez, right? Then David Benavidez said, all right, come, let's have this fight. Then you turned around and said, nah, I'm not fighting anyone under 24 and I'm not fighting anyone who ain't got the jab. Burn you, bruv. You're a pussy. You're a pussy. Yeah? You're a pussy. I don't give a shit anymore. I've been too nice about this boxing thing, and I am sick and tired of boxing because of them two weight classes in particular, joining that with 147. Burn these guys, bro. I think everybody should just abandon these guys' fights. Fuck watching these guys. They're full of shit. You're telling me now. You're going to tell me now.
We gotta go to all that.
Hold on. Sorry. Let me finish, my G. You're going to tell me right now.
I'm gonna jump in after him.
You're going to tell me in 2022, they're talking about they want David Benavidez and Plant to fight for fuck all.
Yeah, burn them.
For fuck all, bro. Burn them. And then when they both of them, man, they had titles. And you think I never saw that? You think I don't follow this fucking sport and see what these guys are saying, bro? Your manager said what you just said. Ring. You just said it. The fucking guy said, no, we have to wait. That fight had to be billed as a pay-per-view. No one gives a fuck about both of them fighters. So how are you gonna get billed? How are you gonna build that fight when nobody gives a fuck about both of them, man? There. How are you gonna build a fight with two people who nobody even fucking knows, bruv? Sweet hands. Nobody knows the sweet hands. All now he got smashed up by Canelo, and still nobody knows that guy. So what are you telling me? And now you're gonna tell me that's the same guy that said that somebody's gonna cost $7 million to fight. Burn you on your fighters, bro.
Listen, we're gonna go to our man on the Grand Concourse.
And I'm done. That's me. I'm saying that's me.
We're gonna go to our man on the Grand Concourse, 149th Street. We got Troy Graham in the building. The first thing I'm gonna say is this: Troy Graham, have you ever put peroxide in your hair so you could look more like Simon Phoenix?
Troy?
Guess he's not there. Wait a minute. Troy fell asleep again. That's not the first time that's happened. What I'm gonna say is this: how you trying to sell me that Canelo Alvarez is afraid of a guy who's either sitting over the sink and pouring peroxide in his hair so he can look like Simon Phoenix and Demolition Man, or he got the Capri Suns in his hair to look more like Simon Phoenix? Like, Brody, you ain't scary, fam. Nothing about your resume is scary. Nothing about your performances is scary. How are you the boogeyman? Based on what? A motherfucker ignore you, and that makes you the boogeyman. Even worse, which kind of gets lost in translation, is Oscar already said they made you an offer, bro. He been said that. That shit is not new news. So this whole Canelo gotta be afraid. It's like, bro, stop. Just stop. You could have unified with Andre. And if you would have did that,
I'm here, Julius.
Troy, have you ever put peroxide in your hair?
Probably.
No.
Back in the day,
do you think that that's something that like a real tough guy, real angry guy, tough guy do? He gonna put peroxide in his hair so he could look like Simon Phoenix?
No,
you know Simon Phoenix, Demolition Man, Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
That's a cheap man's skunk. No, I'm not gonna do that. No.
I'm just saying,
that's my girl's favorite film.
It's a great fucking movie, and not for nothing in that movie, they forecasted a lot of things that address the social climate here today. How all of a sudden there's this thing called toxic masculinity. Like, toxic masculinity? What the fuck are you talking about? Watch the movie.
No, but I want to make a comment because the Dread, aka the Barry White from UK, right? Mm-hmm. He made a great point. When he was speaking. He said that whole division at 168 was being as silent as a church mouse and not saying anything.
Yeah.
And in walks one man and does what none of them even gave a thought to, and now they're complaining.
Hey, you know what Canelo done? This is what Canelo done. Imagine you married. You're a married man, right? In your house with your family, right? Canelo done to the 68. Say 68 is a married man with his husband, his wife and family living in the house, yeah? What Canelo done was come to your front door, kick off your front door, yeah? Sit down in your settee, kick up his foot on the table and told your wife, go and make me dinner. And she done it, yeah? And then she yam his food, belch, yeah? Went toilet and said, yo, clean up now, and left.
Yeah.
They done it.
And let me say this. See, this is the thing, right? A lot of people slight Canelo Alvarez's undisputed run, saying that the fighters are European, you know, and I think it's just a silly criticism.
Garbage.
It's a silly criticism because Andre Ward's best wins were over Europeans. Kovalev and Kessler and Frach. These are European fighters. That's where they are. And you know, Jermall Charlo, Korobov, Derevyanchenko. I mean, these fucking guys ain't from New York. These fucking guys.
Hey,
right?
yo, tell me some good middleweights from America. Tell me some good super middleweights from America. Please let me know. 2020 to 2022. Tell me the good Americans. Tell me the good Americans from 2015, yeah, to now. Tell me some good middleweights or super middleweights in America. Please let me know. Let me know.
You got to ask because that's the listen. That is the same query that I have. That he fought all the guys that had the belts. Is it? And this is not making excuses. This is life. This is life, and it reveals a lot about your mind when you look at this situation. That is it Canelo Alvarez's fault or his problem that you sniffed coke and lost your belt? Then they gave you a second chance and they let you fight for it again and then you blew. Is that his problem? No. Is that his fault? No. So you get the fuck up over and over and you supposed to be some kind of, no, you paying the price right now. You paying the price because that's how life is. That's life in general. But that's why boxing is the perfect microcosm for life. Be on your P's and Q's at all times because opportunity is going to knock. And you want to be ready for when it does. Now, David, the cash cow of boxing is about to enter your division. And what do? You blow the weight and lose your title on the scale. And we supposed to feel sorry for you. No, you fucked up, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
Lack of focus and ambition.
Blame everybody else.
Lack of focus and ambition. But he spoke about that.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely spoke about it on Major Key, and he was very hard on himself. He said if he got another shot, he's going to definitely be ready and put his best foot forward. But he said he was just unfocused and he just wasn't ready for it, you know?
Got a kid now. I actually like David Benavidez, I actually like him and watching his most recent interviews and stuff. He seems to get it now, you know, but I do like the kid. But he just
I'm going to say this. I like him. I like him. Or I want to, I should say. I'm going to say I want to like him. Like how I wanted to like Wilder in 2015. I gave him a break. Like, look, yeah, his resume ain't shit, but he's a champion now. Give him a break. Let's see what he does. I gave him a break. He fucked up, you know? With David.
David, though, Julius, when you see him talking interviews, he doesn't come across as a dick, though. It's his manager.
I agree.
Dick, but he doesn't come across as a dick. Or does he to you?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Like, that's why I want to like him, you know, because I think that he wants better than his situation, but you have to do something, though. You got to do something. Danny Jacobs ain't sit there at PBC. No, he left. Artur Beterbiev ain't sit there. He left.
But
you can leave.
The balls to do it.
Yeah, like you gotta take it upon yourself if you want more out of your career. Like, what was Artur Beterbiev's main gripe with Yvonne Michelle when Yvonne Michelle was in bed with the PBC? What was his issue? If you read through the legal thing, it says he wanted to fight more often and they weren't getting him enough fight dates. So he got his lawyers, got the fuck up out of there. Then he went to the zone real quick for one fight. That's where he fought Callum Johnson and he landed at Top Rank. The point is, if you want better, you do better. If you want better, if you don't, you sit there and make excuses.
Yeah.
Here's the question though, Julius, because that's actually that's a very simplistic, profound way to look at it. Why isn't it getting done?
Because
All right.
you know the answer, Troy.
Come
You
on,
know the
Troy.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah.
Troy.
you know the answer, Troy.
Hey, Troy, I joined your channel though. Your channel's big still. You make some good food on the channel there, but I can relate. Yeah, man.
The good thing about this panel, I'm gonna say this. The good thing about this panel is everybody here is of age, so we all know the answer. You don't want it bad enough. That's all. That's the
Listen,
answer.
David Benavidez, right? He speaks well, says the right things, but his actions tell me a whole lot of different stuff.
Yeah.
How can you lose the title and not get beaten? Like your actions tell me everything. And to be fair, he's too big for that weight class, bro.
He needs to be.
He's a bloody
light
cruiserweight, bro.
heavyweight.
He's a cruiserweight. He's a light heavyweight cruiserweight. That's Donny. So he needs to get up there, but he needs to get away from his manager. But he's in the comfort zone like the rest of the man. Them.
Yeah.
The guys that don't like the comfort zone get out of it.
Let me
The
say
guys
this.
who
Let
like
me
the
say
comfort
this.
zone stay there.
Let me say this, right? Because I'm in full agreement with you. I believe he belongs at light heavyweight. I think he's wasting his time at super middleweight, and one day it could backfire. At the end of the day, if Canelo Alvarez, if you see that every man that Canelo, that basically every man he's fought in the last 3-4 fights, almost every man, or 3 of them, if you see that they had belts, what does that tell you? He wants the guys with the belts.
Yeah.
Okay, so go after a guy that has a belt. It's not complicated.
Move up to light heavy, make your mark there. Canelo, if you really want the Canelo fight, you're gonna limit Canelo's, like, everyone's gonna be like, yo, fight Benavidez at 75 then.
Exactly.
I'll tell you who Benavidez reminds me of. Benavidez reminds me of Tony Bellew. Why do I say that? Tony Bellew didn't belong at super middleweight. Tony Bellew can't get brolic and butch. Do you understand? And like ripped. It's the same with David Benavidez. He can't get ripped and he can't be at that weight class.
Yeah.
But that's all right. You don't need to get ripped. That's not a problem. But get out of that weight class, bro.
Yeah.
Get out of that weight class and go and prove yourself upstairs. Go and do something upstairs.
Yeah.
Now, let me read the super chat. Willie Lynch says, I don't understand what is so special about David Benavidez. People hype him up like he's world level, like Bivol, but I don't see anything special in him. I see where he's interesting, but I'm in agreement with you. I don't see where he's like world class. Like, no, you beat, who'd you beat? Anthony Durrell, right? Like, come on, dog. Like,
oh, he's young.
Yeah, like Anthony Durrell was like in his mid-30s or somewhere, and that's the same Anthony Durrell that struggled with Avni Yildirim. So it's like, come on, dog. Chris Eubank took care of Avni and Cole smoked him. He wasn't standing after he fought Chris Eubank Jr. They put him in there with you. This is a full-on fight. It's a full-on boxing match.
But what I think it is that people are frustrated with Benavidez, that they somehow can see some kind of potential with him, and he's just like underachieving. That's what it is.
Well, also it's because he's, I mean, like, let's, not to be redundant, but it's because he's a PBC guy. For some reason, guys who don't buy pay-per-views are obsessed with the PBC having Canelo there so they could do their little pay-per-views. And I'm like, I don't understand that, because it ain't like you gonna buy it. When Charlo was on pay-per-view, nobody bought that shit except me and like maybe a couple other motherfuckers. Yeah. When Ruiz versus Martin was on, Ruiz versus Martin, fuck around. Martin versus Ortiz was on pay-per-view. Motherfuckers didn't buy that. Thurman versus Barrios. Motherfuckers didn't buy that. Why you so obsessed with Canelo, them being able to use Canelo for pay-per-views when your broke ass ain't gonna buy it anyway?
I know, exactly.
I'm sorry, I can't buy Charlo's pay-per-view because Danny Jacobs ran up on him after he was talking shit and he looked like a flipping church mouse. So as far as I'm concerned, I can't buy a man's pay-per-views who's talking shit, and then when the guy turns up, you're flipping shook. I can't do it.
Listen, real shit. I bought it for Mel because Mel was fighting Rosario. That was the real reason, because it was a unification match. I'm like, okay, 3 alphabet titles on the line. Decent little undercard with Charlo Derevyanchenko. Not a great fight, but not a bad one, not at the time. And that was the real reason I bought it for Mel, because it's like, oh, so you one belt away, you win this fight, you one belt away from becoming undisputed. And don't forget, Rosario had just beat the fucking shit out of Julian Williams the fight before that. So it was like, oh, this all right, yeah, I'll buy this shit. Why not? And
I think his brother's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong, but is it Jamal? Is it Jamal?
Jamal's at 60.
Yeah, Maul's the one at 60.
Yeah, I mean, he's just not a good representation,
I mean, he's not. Let me read this. Let me read the super chat. To this gentleman who was talking fire, replace Andre Ward with this man. He's what I like to hear when we hear modern boxing. It needs to be said, yo. It needs to be said. Edwin Castillo says, I feel like Benavidez and Charlo watched Home Alone and felt tough watching Kevin. Wow. What's fighting the best, Canelo versus Bivol or Benavidez versus Lemieux? Exactly, bro. You fighting Gennady Golovkin sloppy seconds from 2015, bro. It says it all. And now so your plan is to fight all Canelo or the sloppy seconds of other fighters, basically. Lemieux, right? And then Caleb Plant, who just got knocked out late last year. Come on, B. You got to do better. You know what's a real fight? Benavidez versus Beterbiev. Even if Beterbiev is not available, okay, then you say, let me go to Top Rank. Let me talk to Bob. Yo, Bob, what's good with you putting me in there with Joe Smith? You know it's going to sell. I'm Mexican. He from Long Island. Madison Square Garden. Let's get it popping. Why not?
That's the last fight he should take.
You know that, Troy. But in an ideal world, that's what you would do.
Yeah. And just a topic shift, if you don't mind. What do you think about Tyson Fury asking possibly for Ben Davison to come back on side? I got my opinion, but I would like to hear you guys' opinions.
I believe he's trying to box and punch with Dillian White, which is what I've suspected all along. A lot of people think that he's gonna do with Dillian what he did with Wilder, and I'm like, no, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna box and punch because Dillian. Hold on, somebody mic is wilding. He's gonna box and punch because if you come forward on Dillian, you don't have to work for him. He wants to be close to you. So if you coming forward, that's what he want. With Dillian, what he's gonna do is try to stick and move and fight the fight the way he fought the first Wilder fight. And even with that, it's not a guarantee you don't get dropped because he's still gonna be the one coming forward, trying to cut the ring off, trying to crowd you, letting them looping rights go, them left hooks go. It's like I've been said. It's not that Tyson Fury can't win or that Dillian White can't win. It's that when I see the fight, it looks like it's going to be a tough fight. Looks like it's going to, regardless of who wins.
Yeah.
It is. It's going to be a tougher fight than most people think. That would actually make more sense. You know, how do I sound? Is my phone making that noise?
Now you sound clear.
Okay. Yeah. You know, if Fury fights the whole herky-jerky style that he fought the first time with Wilder and then fights a little bit aggressive, then that's a good fight plan. But there's no guarantee that you know he could even do that anymore because he's damaged.
Yeah.
He's just a damaged guy. I mean, the shots I've seen him take, anybody else would have just stayed down. You know, but you know, we'll see what happens, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually gonna buy this fight.
Yeah, I'm about like this the shit. Like my whole thing is fuck the politics, fuck Frank, fuck Eddie, fuck Matchroom, fuck Beat. I want to see the fight, bro. I don't want to hear all that shit. I just want to see the fight. And motherfuckers was running around act like, oh, Dillian White ain't shit. He ain't. Hey man, get the fuck out. He fought Robert Helenius, who just beat the fuck out of Adam Kownacki. He fought Oscar Rivas, a former Olympian, right? He fought motherfucking Anthony Joshua. He got knocked out, but he still fucking fought him. Yeah. He fought Povetkin 2 times. He got knocked out, but he avenged the loss.
What's that Australian guy?
Parker.
For Joseph Parker, the New Zealand.
Yeah. The first man to drop Parker.
Bro.
Well, the first time was a headbutt, but the second hook was clean.
Hook or by crook. It's a boxing match. Protect yourself at all times. They don't say that shit for no reason. Watch for them headbutts too.
I'm gonna say this, man. If everything plays out in the cards for him, he can be undisputed, and here's why. Anthony Joshua seems a little off to me. Anthony Joshua has the skills to beat Dillian 9 times out of 10 every day, right? Mm-hmm. But he seems a little off. I don't know what it is.
In what way?
He just seems off.
I'm not gonna lie. He seems a little shaken. A little shaken. I'm not gonna lie about that. Right. But I would still pick Joshua to beat him because it's a bad style. Like this is the thing. The styles break down this way. That herky jerky shit that won Fury the Vladimir match and the first Wilder fight. You know that some people think he won. That herky jerky shit is bad for Fury against Dillian. Like no, you got to assert yourself against Dillian. When he comes forward, you got to be able to meet him and hold your ground.
You have to earn his respect.
You got to earn his respect. Anthony Joshua could do that because he throws clear shots, heavy shots. So you come forward on him, he got something for your ass. You know what I mean? With Fury, if you try to play keep away all night, that's going to work to him. If you try to come forward on him, be a pressure guy, he's a pressure guy. Dillian is. If you try to be a pressure guy, it's going to boil down to, okay, well, who's the better pressure fighter, Dillian White or Tyson Fury? Who's better in the pocket? You want my honest opinion? In the pocket, Dillian is better. He has a left hook. He got looping rights that he could come over the top with.
And you know that left hook as well. He throws like a short left hook, and it's powerful. It's very so. It doesn't even have to travel that far to trouble Tyson Fury, and he ain't gonna want that body punching either, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, look, in the Wilder fight that everybody thinks is fight of the year, which yo, it's like, yo, I don't know what the fuck people be watching, but the dude won all of one round in the last fight. And it was a good round, by the way. Like, whatever the game plan was that Malik had for him, it did look like it was a good game plan. Like, throw the stab to the body from the outside because you're tall and you're long. That first round, he looked okay.
Yeah.
But by the second round, all of that out the window. He's breathing with his mouth open.
Yeah.
That was disgraceful, and he was breathing heavy as well. I couldn't believe it. He was tired already.
Everyone said he would revert back to type anyway if it didn't work. Everyone.
And that's the main thing that I'm like, look, they acting like that was a fight. No, it wasn't a fight. Most of that fight was Wilder getting his ass beat. Outside of the first round and the knockdown, most of that fight was just him getting his ass beat. Dillian, he like, yo, you got to stop him, bro. Because if you don't fucking stop him, he gonna make it real fucking messy the whole fight. You don't want to get hit like that. Nobody want to get hit like that.
Not to take nothing away from Tyson, right? But he kept on getting dropped by a ultra tired Deontay Wilder. So what makes people think, that he's just gonna have an easy night's work against Dillian White, who can actually box and is a rough and ready type of guy?
The proof is in the pudding. Whether we talk about the beginnings of Tyson Fury with McDermott and Nevin Pajcik, right? The middle of Tyson Fury's career getting dropped by Steve Cunningham. This is after Pajcik already dropped him. Cunningham dropped him. Wilder dropped them 2 times in their first fight, 2 times in their last fight. Where is this Tyson Fury can't be touched? Like, what the fuck? He been getting touched his whole career.
What short memories and Nemo out here. Una pregunta para ti. Do you think that Tyson Fury stating that he's going to come in heavier is a good look for this fight coming up?
No, I think that the best way to approach this fight, if the plan is to enlist the aid of Ben Davison, for example, right? Like, let's say, okay, that's the plan. You want to box this fight. You want to stick, move, stay on the outside. All right, you get Ben Davison, but you come in lighter because you don't want to have to be moving around with all of that weight. You know what I mean? You want to be lighter so you can stay on the outside. If he's coming in with more weight, what that tells me is you want to be durable enough to take what does come in, but you want to still be able to move. And it's like, well, it's hard to find a happy medium for that when you're heavy, but you also plan on moving around. And when's the last time that Tyson Fury had to move around that much? Because the other thing is Tyson Fury hasn't been that active the last 2 years. He hasn't. He fought once last year.
Yeah, exactly. They're all pretty inactive, even to AJ. Like, you know, this one fight a year business is just long. Yeah, it's just long at this point. You know, it is. But
it's gonna look. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fight, and that's my whole thing. I just want to see good fights. Let me read the super chat. I feel Dave. I feel like Benaduquez and Charlo. All right, I read that one already. Tim Sheehy says if he can't drop him, he'll be dancing on glass. Yo, real shit, bro. Like, I don't know why motherfuckers think that fight is like. What about that? If this man got dropped 4 times by Wilder, got dropped by Cunningham, got dropped by Pajcik, got a gift against McDermott. I'm not just pointing out his flaws. I know Dillian has flaws, but that's the point. They both got flaws, so it's gonna be a good fight because neither one of them is perfect.
Right.
It should have lost against Wallin as well, with the gash over the eye. He got a little bit lucky with that one.
He has a gift. He got a gift with that one. That was a loss.
Anybody else Anybody else bleeding that much, that fucking fight gets stopped. That
Stop.
fucking fight gets stopped, bro. You crazy.
Yeah, stop.
And the fact they're not going to use British judges due to what's with, Carol and Josh. They're not having British judges at all.
I favor Fury all the way for me.
Yeah. Let me read the super chat. New Country says, shout out to my man New Country. Good morning, Julius and panel. I see Fury only fighting 1 or 2 more times if he gets past White. People were making a big deal about Canelo sparring heavyweights, but Bivol is already doing that. Yeah, man. Like, that's another fight that it's like, I'm like, oh, so all of a sudden, like, this is how far removed many Americans are from reality. They don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to the Olympics anymore. And that's why they have these xenophobic opinions about foreigners, about English boxing and the British boxing scene, and about the Eastern European boxing scene. And what they don't realize is most of the guys and most of the girls now also that are scooping up these medals are not Americans. So where do you get that these foreigners can't box? It's not the fucking 80s. These guys is getting all the fucking medals right now, not us.
Yeah.
Fuck. But you think because a motherfucker got a couple of K's and X's in his name, he can't box. Or you think because a motherfucker eat beans and toast, he can't box. Like, what the fuck? Bro, when the last time we got a gold medal in the Olympics?
Andre Ward?
Yeah. Yeah, for real.
Like,
That's because
Wow.
That's because the amateur program has been turned to shit, man. I mean, I know some coaches out there now that'll turn it around, and I'm not even hyping it up. I know some coaches that can turn around the amateur program right now.
Yeah.
It's xenophobic to think that, like, look, I understand that the American boxing history is a rich history full of a lot of great fighters: Joe Louis, Muhammad Ali, Sonny Liston, Floyd Patterson, Larry Holmes, Joe Frazier, guys like Jimmy Young, guys like yeah, it's great, bro. It's fucking great. But you got to stop living in the past. It's kind of like the Canelo shit we see. Whenever Canelo got a fight, you got some dick sucking fit, but Floyd beat him. Yeah, all right. He fucking. What do you want to suck his dick? Like the fucking. Like he retired, bro. Let the shit go.
Yeah. Carry on. Yeah. Yeah.
Like he made money.
Yeah. You also have to understand in the pros too that they get trained by American trainers. Because if you listen, the Klitschko's before Crunk Gym were garbage.
I wouldn't say garbage, but
this is why I won't say. This is why I won't say garbage, Troy. This is why I won't say garbage, Troy. I do feel Emmanuel Stewart is solely responsible for making Vladimir better. I do agree with you there. The reason I don't say they're garbage is because Klitschko did win a gold medal. He did.
Yeah.
So out of the amateur system, he was a good blue chip prospect. And I remember
the pros, though. We're talking pros, though, Julius.
Look, Corey Saunders was a bad motherfucker. Tell me I'm lying. No. He's a bad motherfucker. Like the guys that beat Vlad early on, Corey Saunders, Lamont Brewster. Chris Bird was not a bum, though.
Nah.
We're not gonna like he wasn't a bum. That's what it wasn't. In other words, it wasn't like some random shit that wasn't posted. Like, nah, that Corey Saunders cat was a tough motherfucker. Like Vitaly didn't knock him out. That's what I'm saying. He ain't no bitch. So it's like, yeah, you lost to a dude. He's a tough fucking dude, man. Like, I ain't gonna say all that. What I'm gonna say is the way the scene is now, which I like, it's more the world is more open. You got Uzbek fighters, British fighters, Scottish fighters, South American fighters. They all got their own stake, their own little lane, and they got fighters. And I like that because it's beautiful that way. It reminds me of the Kumite. You remember the Kumite with Frank Dukes? Hearts on fire.
Yeah.
Fucking Chong Lee, Ray Jackson. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful thing. You got fighters from all over the world. They got their flags. They doing their shit. They got their own. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I like it. Motherfuckers in America is xenophobic, and more importantly, a lot of motherfuckers is insecure. Like, bro, that's not you fighting up there. So why the fuck you so attached to this shit? If the better fighter happens to be from somewhere else, just fucking say that. Yeah. It's not hard.
But boxing is a world sport. That's why I always tell people. All them worldwide belts begin with a W. That means worldwide. So to get to grips that It's not called USA boxing.
They got this fucking guy, this Uzbek. I think he's a Uzbek heavyweight guy. Fucking Jalov Rice. Something Jalalov fucking guy, right?
Yeah.
It's just, that fucking guy, man. Watch that fucking guy. You got this other fucking guy, Ivan Ditchko. Watch that fucking guy. They got this fucking guy up there in Canada. Russian guy based out of Canada with it. I think he's with Eye of the Tiger Management.
Yeah.
Is it that Makhmedov? That Makhmedov.
Makhmudov. His head is mad little, bro. Like his head is too
Oh
little
my
for his
god, that
body.
guy! I don't want to see him in a dark alley, man. He's a scary guy.
He's a scary dude, bro. And that's not all. Here in America, we got Jared Anderson at Cruiserweight. We got Tristan Kalkaroof. We got the kid that looked like Nick Jonas. He debuted as a professional last weekend. Something Torres.
Rubbish.
You got motherfuckers all of Croatia has Babic and
Yeah, but
Hrgovic.
Rubbish that one that did his pro debut. I don't know. That fight was wild to watch.
But it was fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
It was fun.
It was
It's
fun,
like everybody got somebody. Like China got Zile Zhang, and I know that Zhang about to get knocked out. He
sound like a rapper.
He needs to get out.
Zile Zhang, right?
Yeah,
he sound like a rapper.
Yeah, I know. He's trash though.
Big Bang Zhang.
Big Bang Zhang, you know what I'm saying? It's a fucking like motherfucker. Like I said, motherfuckers in America is motherfuckers in America know why. This country is highly xenophobic because its foundations at its base, they're racist, bro. All that shit. This country was built off the backs of other people, and it's in the culture. That's why a lot of Americans are xenophobic. Like they just, it's in them. Whereas me, I'm a first generation American. My lineage is not here. So I don't have that worldview. Like I ain't worried about that shit.
Yeah, same. That's what I say.
Worried about that shit. I'm gonna eat fucking plátano y mango regardless. Like, I ain't worried about none of that shit. Like that don't got nothing to do with me.
You know what it is, man? You know, the world is caught up to American sports. And in some cases, the world has surpassed it. Like, how the hell is a dream team getting beat?
Yo, I didn't forget that, bro. I didn't forget. And I was like, yo, I said it, but I said it in Spanish. Que el mundo se está acabando. Yo, the world is ending. B. We lost that basketball. That's our shit. How the fuck we lose at that?
Yeah. I still remember that Charles Barkley elbow. Remember that elbow he dropped on an African player?
Bro. Yeah. But I'm going to also say, you know why, Troy? Because America has been having a good time for a long time. Tough times breed tough people. Good times breed motherfuckers that soften the ass. Yeah. This generation is not producing fighters. They producing dudes that make TikTok videos. And I don't judge. Like, I'm not Joe Budden. I don't judge. I'm just saying that if you see things, but I'm lying, Troy.
Let me explain something to you. You'll never get a Ali or a Jordan out of these times.
No, you won't.
No, you won't. You will not.
These are cut from polyester. Our old school was silk, man.
Yeah, like this shit is polyurethane. But them kids from the 90s, the 80s, and back, them kids was good old leather, tough. You can't even put a knife through the goddamn shit. They was tough. Yeah, Joe Frazier, when you read about Joe Frazier, that man had to walk miles to get to the equipment to do his drills and workout. He had to walk miles. You can't get these young cats to do that. They're gonna jump in an Uber.
He also was blind in one eye, which is why he focused on the left hook so much.
He had a top arm from being a pig farmer.
I'm gonna do you one better. He was also a Capricorn.
Oh yeah,
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Everything, bro. Everything.
Capricorn.
You're fucking Capricorn, bro. Just like Ali and Foreman,
Usyk,
Patterson, and Usyk. And Josh Taylor, the now disgraced Josh Taylor.
Oh God, he's disgraced you guys.
I tell you what has to happen. Man. Like a complete flood has to come. You know, somebody has to start building an ark and just take the few that's necessary, and then the floods have to come and wash all the rest away. Then the rest have to suffer in that ark for a while.
Don't say that, because we on the brink of World War III, and I don't want to deal
We ain't on the brink of World War III.
You never know. I'm gonna tell you why you never know.
Yeah.
You could interpret some of the assistance that the Ukraine is receiving as an act of war if you're on the other side of it. They're giving them guns. If Russia decides to interpret any of that as an act of war, like let's say, oh, Germany gave them anti-aircraft vehicles. Yo, if they bomb, hypothetically, I hope they don't, by the way. If Russia would have like, oh, so Germany you want to be involved, Germany? I got something for you. Bang, hit the bomb. Yo, we in World War III, bro.
Yeah, facts.
Here's how you know when it's World War III, when they start training them privately how to use whatever weapons we don't see that they're giving them.
Bro,
Then
I'm afraid of what we don't see because I know what they got. I know what they, and I'm gonna tell you something. The day that shit goes down, I'm leaving this little blue fucking planet. I'm going to Pluto because the humans don't know. Everybody's at Pluto, bro. It's a fucking party. It's nighttime all the time over there.
You were Dominican. You can't take the cold, baby. You can't take the cold.
Neither can you, motherfucker. Yeah. You can't take it either. You got Caribbean blood.
That's true. I can't take nothing right now. So yeah.
Yeah,
but you know it's crazy when they're taking over Ukraine with their reserve army, with their reserve, not even their main guys. They're reserving the main guys for America and the UK and all of that.
Don't say that shit.
I'm telling you, bro. They're not even trying. What they're doing now, everyone's like, oh my god, look at what they're doing. They're not even trying. They sent guys that are the boot cleaners for the main guys to go and take over the thing.
It's true.
I mean, listen, I advise everybody, if you have access to a gun range anywhere within a 10 to 20 mile radius, teach yourself to shoot. It's not as hard as it looks. Just teach yourself to shoot, man.
Yeah.
You know what I invested in when I was very young? A fallout shelter. Yeah. I'm bullshitting, you know. I wish I did invest in a fallout shelter.
Listen, man, let me read these super duper chats. If Munguia versus Maul happens on Showtime, will Jaime Munguia be able to get a decision over Maul on the cards? Or does he need to stop Jamal to get the win? Jesse, I'm going to tell you something controversial. I'm going to give you a hot take. This is a hot take. I don't like to make picks this early, but I'm going to make it. Jaime stops him.
Me too, yeah.
He stops him. That's what I see. And I see that Jamal will dominate most of the fight. He will dominate the early half and parts of the middle, but he will gas out because he's not used to having to work that hard for that long. He's not used to it. That's what's going to get to him, the pace of the fight and the pressure.
And the power.
And the power. I think Jaime is a stronger puncher, and I also think he takes a better punch than Jamal Charlo.
His chin's amazing. Give him that.
Yeah, like I think Maul is the better boxer, but it's talent is not enough. Like, bro, you got to stay ready. You only fought once last year. Why the fuck are you fighting like on that kind of schedule? It don't make sense.
If you want to,
basically.
What's Jaime's last fight?
Jaime's last fight was earlier this year. He fought this unbeaten guy from America named Demetrius Ballard, and before that, he fought two times. He fought two times last year.
Yeah, and he stopped everyone in that.
He stopped everybody, man.
So
except for
Razal. Big is what I'm asking. He just looks a little big in the picture.
Say it again, Troy.
I was saying that he looks a little big in the picture when they're standing side by side.
He's massive for that weight. He needs to move up to 68.
I mean, both Munguia and Charlo. That you could classify them both as big middleweights because they're both on the 6 foot end of the spectrum, so they could easily fill out and go up to super middleweight when the time comes. But because Jaime is younger and because he's more active, I feel like he's sharper. Maul is the better boxer though. He has a better jab. He's got the right base style to deal with Jaime. What I don't think he has is the physicality. Like, the pace is gonna get to you having to work this hard. Look at how he looked with Montiel. Look at how he looked. You look like that with Montiel. Bro, what's Jaime going to do to you?
He's going to hurt him.
Going to hurt him.
I always wanted Jaime to fight the bully, Beck the bully at
that would have been a great fight. That would have been a great fight.
That's the fight I wanted to see.
Well, look, he back. He won Beck. he rebounded off the knockout to Rosado. They put him in like a 6th rounder, I think it was, and he won. So I mean, but his chin, bro, like.
Well, you can't rebound until you beat the man who beat you. That's the rebound.
No, I'm with you though. I'm with you. Like, and he always gonna have that stigma now that like, yo, bro, you got knocked out by Gabe
Rosado. That's wild.
That's wild, bro.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No. Hear me out, because number one, with Gabe, he kind of swings. He's like a Freddie Pendleton type of guy, but not really Freddie. Because you know Freddie could knock you out, right?
Yeah.
But so can Gabe. He fucking
right.
back to me, bro.
Right. So going into that fight, you either gonna have a long night and you have to fight and you win, or you have a chance where you slip up for a minute or two and he puts and he hurts you. Then he comes after you like he's crazy.
Before he knocked out Bektemir, right? He did give Martin Murray a good fight. That he did give Jacobs a good fight. That you know, and he not only beat Glenn Tapia, but he put Glenn Tapia on his ass. He put Maciej Sulecki on his ass. That's why I'm like,
we got something about that Jacobs fight. That is a fight that was taken from him because the man clearly said, and the winner is no damn Jacobs at first, wasn't it?
No,
he did not say Jacobs won at first.
Yeah. Let me read the super chat. M.A. Bustamante says, to duck implies avoid or fear. What the hell is scary about Charlo and Benavidez? What am I missing? Can someone please point me to a 50-50 fight these guys were in and look scary? Bro, they don't be looking scary in 60, 40, 70, 30 fights. The fuck was the Montiel fight? But, how did the bookies price that fight? And at the end of the fight, towards the end of the fight, you getting pieced up. You gotta put the earmuffs on because Montiel laying it on thick, bro. And I say it on repeat for a reason. Golovkin can't get away with that. Motherfuckers will eat him alive over that. Canelo can't get away with that. They'll eat him alive over that. So don't change the rules because Charlo over here looking weird because he looking crazy. Nah, bro, that's a C-class fighter. With you or someone else. That is a C-class fighter. You're not supposed to look like that. You supposed to eat them guys. If you gonna be in them kind of fights, you supposed to eat them guys. You didn't eat him. You went to the cards with him. You ain't eat him. Edwin Castillo says American equals mentality calling Canelo a duck. Him do all the heavy lifting and their fighter American is automatically better. That's why they're in their feelings. I'm gonna say that's the American way, stealing somebody else's glory, which is why I always categorize it as xenophobia. You can't, just let the face of boxing right now is a redhead kid from Mexico. Let him be. The face of boxing before that was Floyd. Let him be. And I'm not a Floyd hater. Right?
Shouldn't it be the faces of boxing at this point with Joshua and him?
It could be. It very well could be because I have maintained that there is more than one face right now. In the UK, Joshua is boxing.
And let's be honest. Alvarez is actually a step ahead of Floyd because Floyd couldn't sell without somebody else with a country. Alvarez fought. Look at his last couple of fights. He sold, and nobody knew who those people were. Who the hell is Plant and
Troy?
XYZ?
Troy,
I'm a Floyd fangirl. I admit it, so I'm not.
Troy, we gonna have to do this another day. Wife hitting me up. We gotta go to the movies. So and we gonna have this discussion, Troy. All right?
Man. I'll be home for a minute. So yeah.
I'm about to go watch that Batman movie with Zoe Kravitz.
That's how it is when you come back live.
I watched that in my house, Julius. I can send you the app so your family can
No. I want
to.
My kids is on spring break. I'm gonna take them to the movies so that they can leave me the hell on the weekend and I can watch my boxing in peace. I'm gonna take them out now because I'm like,
okay, good.
Yeah. That's how you gotta we gotta compromise. Leave me the hell alone if I take you out on Friday. Leave me the fuck alone on Saturday.
Well, I tell you what you do. You got a caravan because you're a parent, right?
Yeah, of course.
I tell you what, you drive the van somewhere, you park, you pull up you take the 30, 40 inch TV with you, put the app on the TV, boom, There you go. You just took him out.
One
I'm from the Bronx, baby. I'm from the Bronx.
No. I mean, I don't mind because I actually heard a lot of good things about this movie, so I actually want to see it. It's a 3-hour movie though, and I'm fucking old, man.
The first 45 minutes, you're gonna fall asleep.
We fall asleep. You'll be sleeping. But when you come back and when you next go live, tell me how that movie is.
Yeah,
I'll tell you, because I'm a big fucking movie guy, and I'm gonna say this before I go. That Mortal Kombat movie, the more I watch it, the more I like it. Like I want to see another one. That was a good. I like that movie. I liked it. It was a good movie. Always a pleasure, Lady Chan. Always a pleasure, South London, Troy. Everybody in the chat. I see
Easy,
you.
my broski.